we've always exceeded what people were actually looking for, and it made them not want to work with us.
I think this was because we were A, ahead of our time, and B, we weren't really suited for the South in the way that the South is set up.
Right.
I mean, if we were in D.C. or New York, they probably would have at least entertained the idea of us.
I agree.
But the South has never been prepared for black people who are aware of who they are and why they are. I can't believe people are even on the radio now. It's really weird to like hear people because it's that thing where it's like they're not talking about nothing.
And back then, because y'all had a label, y'all couldn't cross that threshold. Nowadays, he can get slapped.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm Pikahsso. It must be what it is, 'cause y'all laughing.
Yeah.
The little boy imitate me. Everybody was laughing. Okay, that's what I do.
Let's get it started.
All right.
Let's get it started. Oh.
So check it out, y'all. One more again. We're back. The Starvyn Show. I'm Aziz.
I'm Pikahsso Verbadelic.
And we are live one more again. And we got a special guest in the house today. This is, again, we're getting personal.
Yes.
We're getting personal. We haven't really invited a stranger onto the show. We like to get our show going with what we consider to be family.
Yes.
Individuals that we knew that grew up with us and are part of our evolution, and in certain aspects we are a part of theirs. So please give a round of applause right now for Camika Spencer.
Thank you very much.
A Dallas poetry
Thank you.
icon.
Thank
Oh man,
you.
spoken word.
I'm here actively
today.
listening.
Oh my goodness. Since he brought it up, I'm gonna tell a quick story. Let's say it's 94, 95. Let's say
I know
it's
exactly where you're
stop,
going.
stop,
Okay,
stop!
my
Don't
bad.
interrupt me now. Let's say it's the African American Museum.
Let's say.
African American Museum at the Fair Park. I don't know what was going on. I don't know why I was there. I think I was chasing some girl or something. You know what I'm saying? And she brought it up. And I went. I didn't know anything. I'm going to keep it. I didn't do poetry. I didn't do spoken word. I did none of that. I was a rapper.
Right.
Chasing a chick. Went to this spoken word thing because none of these phrases meant anything to me. I'm from Hampton Park, Backstreet. None of that meant anything. Go and I lose my mind because I'm like, what is this? As an MC, I'm saying, this shit is dope.
Absolutely.
Like, what is this? And there was this group called Oil.
I knew it.
And it was two guys and a young lady, this young lady right here, Emotion Brown, and
Gino,
and what was the other gentleman's name?
Judah the Black Rose.
Judah the Black Rose.
Well, actually, if it was 94, it would have been Jason. It would have been Jason Franks.
Did he have like a lisp a little bit? That
Had
was
glasses,
him.
tall.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
okay. Cool. I'm there. So, and y'all did Black Superheroes. I was done.
Yes.
I was done. That was it. And at that particular point, I made my way to, I don't know if I spoke to you or to Gino. I was like, yo, where are you guys going to be next? Because I got a quick, it's just like an adrenaline shot. And I was like, what? And I think y'all introduced me to reciprocity.
See, I was sitting there thinking, we knew you before then, but I guess not.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
So I was wrong. I was thinking circa, you said 94, 95, so I'm thinking 92, 93.
Okay.
West End.
Oh.
Fit the West
But we
End.
didn't.
Walking around with the video camera.
But we didn't
We didn't
meet.
know each
Yeah,
other.
we didn't know each other. We didn't know each other. During that time, I had the old school camera that you could actually sit on your shoulder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With the big tapes in it. And I would go everywhere filming Deep Ellum, West End. And here I am just randomly filming. I remember the dude. I remember this one dude. He went to SMU. He had glasses and a curly bob. He was a Kappa. And he was twirling his cane. And, you know, West End was on hit.
We used to hang out at West End. Yes,
West
sir.
End. Spaghetti
Yes, sir.
Warehouse.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
sir.
it was on. And just being there, because there was nothing to do, there was nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
It was just people walking up and down the street.
Back when Badu worked there, remember that? Badu's working at West End.
Did she?
Like they do their little chocolate stuff they used to do.
Oh,
A little
wow.
jewelry right there.
Oh, and
She worked
when
the
you could
little
go
jewelry thing.
in and it was like a...
They do a little chocolate right there on the top. She sells jewelry right there.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know
I
that.
see her down there.
I didn't know that.
But anyway, continue.
But I'm just randomly filming.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, 2 or 3 years later, when I meet you and I realize who you are, because I go back to the film, I'm like, man, where is that? So, you know, you got to go through your box and look at it. You know, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. And you put it in and bam.
You still got the footage?
Kevin, white boy Kevin House.
Wow.
And I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that's just
So
what
much for that
happened.
footage.
Exactly. But to be able to go back to that film
Yeah.
and to show it and be like we crossed
We
paths.
crossed paths.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Hey,
It was meant.
Motion Brown is so important to me. I have something that I really want to show of how important. I remember just knowing her just by osmosis.
Right.
And I intentionally wore this hot jacket on purpose just for her. That's y'all probably wonder why I got this
Come
jacket
on
on.
with it.
Just
Oh.
for her.
Oh.
I kept this shirt and I went and found it. When you told me you was interviewing her,
God.
that's how much I care about
Oh
her.
my
And this
God.
shirt,
I
you gave it
do.
to me.
My
Look
daddy
at
made
that.
my shirts. Yes,
Yeah,
a Dallas
yeah.
literary.
I kept everything, man. She don't even know I had this.
I know.
She probably like, why Pikahsso ain't putting the
I
Starvyn?
don't
But
have one of these.
yeah, it's one of, that's the original Camika. You gave me that shirt. I'm
And
like,
you know what? Bilal did the picture.
Bilal did that.
That's
yes.
Bilal's work.
Bilal did that. So
Yeah.
what was the whole purpose of the writing on the back? Tell them about
A
it.
Dallas literary rite of passage. I had written my first book, and it was self-published.
Yeah.
And Emma Rogers.
Emma Rogers. Woo.
At Black Images, where
Black
I was
Images.
working.
Black Images.
She told me there was this book conference called ABA. It was ABA at the time. They call it something else now.
Okay.
And she said, if you can get there, I will pay for your registration and everything.
That's what we was
So I was like, good. So I called my homegirls up. I was like, hey, we need to go. Miss Rogers is saying we need to be there. We need to be there to hand out these books. So I called my dad, and he made the shirt.
Wow.
And I'm not really sure how a Dallas literary rite of passage, but I'm sure it came from me. Like,
But think
I'm
about it. You
sure.
gave me one, and I bet you probably tripping that I still got this.
I am.
I
Yeah.
never got rid of
Yeah,
it,
that's-
and I've always been on a hanger. When he told me that, like, yes, I've been wanting to show you that I kept this shirt all these years.
And what's funny is people think that I was doing the Oprah thing with the AccuMac, but I grew up in the talented and gifted program at Jan Irvin, and me and my classmates, we used to always refer to each other by our names spelled backwards. So we used to
Oh,
call
okay.
each other. Like, my name was Camika, so it was AccuMac. Monica was Acunum. Like, we knew
Gotcha.
each other's names
Gotcha,
backwards.
gotcha.
Big up to your daddy, because I always thought this shirt was so dope.
It was.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it
Ooh,
forever and ever.
I gotta touch it.
Look at this. The original shirt you gave me. You remember giving me this? I think that's back when we was in Chicago or something. Remember?
It might have
At that
been.
book convention.
Yeah.
Because my daddy had the bookstore too. Matter of fact, Emma Rogers is just not a name you can just blow over.
That's right.
That's the queen
That's
of
right.
black books in DFW. She's an
DFW.
erudite, and
Yeah.
her and what's the other woman?
Ashura, toast away. Yeah.
The intellect and
Yeah.
man.
And we
Yeah.
kicked it in Chicago.
We sure did.
Ooh, we kicked it.
We had fun. We ride around Cabrini. Was it Cabrini Green and all that shit? What
Yeah,
they
Just
film-
like black people.
They
in
filmed
the toys.
Candyman. I want to see where they
Getting on
filmed
the train.
Candyman at.
That's the
Yeah.
first
I
thing
just
we
happened to
gonna
go out
do.
of there. I was like, damn, nigga, what you doing out there?
Right. Well, that's what it was. Like,
Wow.
We were riding the trains and
Yeah,
stuff. Some
yeah.
dudes, that's where they filmed Candyman. Like, wow, for real? And Good Times. They tore it down now, so
Mm-hmm.
we got a chance to experience that. And I just
cool.
want Camika to know how much people think because I'm a little aloof and a little eccentric, but I care. I just care in a Picasso kind of way.
that's
Yes.
right.
Yeah, people think my daughter and them. They think
Yes.
they try to circumnavigate my brain, but I know what I'm doing.
That's right.
I just do it in my weird little eccentric kind of way.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So this shirt means a lot.
We
Tell
all
'em.
on the spectrum.
Yes.
We all on the spectrum.
That's-
The
that's a
spectrum.
fact.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You like this?
Yeah.
You don't even got one, do you?
I do not.
Put it on eBay.
I dare you. I'll buy it. Buy my own shirt.
Oh,
man, that's dope.
Yeah,
that is dope.
I figured
That's
that'd be.
dope.
I like to do.
Ooh, that gave me chills.
I like to do stuff when people come to the guests. I try to find something like, man, this dude really
Meaningful.
care, and I don't look at you just as a guest. I look at you as like a little sister.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
And I appreciate you and Gino for what y'all did. Y'all kind of like lyricists. Y'all lyricists
And
too.
Gino is a beast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Gino is a beast.
Yeah.
Where is he
y'all.
at?
Yeah.
He works at El Centro. No. He's at what's the other one in
North.
He's at one of these DCCCDs.
He had me do something for like the art of hip hop. Ice-T
Okay.
had a movie come out.
Okay.
He wanted me to come out and talk to his students. Like, okay. I
Nice.
appreciate Gino.
Oh, when he was at UTD. He's
Yeah,
not there
UTD.
anymore.
Oh, he not there no
He's
more?
at another.
Yeah.
He's at one of the DCCCDs.
Yeah, I appreciate Gino. They had
Yeah.
Ice-T had a movie. He wanted me to come. He said, Pikahsso, I want you to come talk about how the rhyme flows and watch the movie, not the movie. I want you to talk about what you think about each lyricism and your lyricism. So appreciate Gino and everything y'all have done, y'all contribution to the hip hop. Because
Yeah.
poetry is still like a form of hip hop. It might not have no beats behind it, but it's
Yeah.
still hip hop. So I consider you one of the greats, and I meant that. That's why I
thank
got
you.
the shirt on.
Thank
I'm glad I got it.
You know, I'm glad you said that in reference to poetry being a form of hip hop because if you think about it, the spoken word was first,
Right.
And the poetry, and then came the beat behind it, and it was and then rap came, and it's just it's hip hop, but then you start to see rap battles now where there's no music.
Right.
It's literally a spoken word.
Which do you
battle.
prefer? I'm glad you asked that. I was looking at a Remy Ma battle today. They said rapping with the beat or with it or without. Which one you think is the best?
Well, I come from the school of with the beat.
Okay.
Because the way you ride the beat is another form of expression and how good you are lyrically. Like, you can throw on any beat. Certain rappers can only rap to certain beats.
Yeah.
But if you catch them off guard with a beat that they can't ride and you can ride it, freestyling, oh man, that just shows your ability and your lyrical linguistics. Like, we can flip on anything. Now, I became a huge fan of and all those guys with that, you know what I'm saying? Where they, and how they, you know how they rap. They say, they're like, oh, wait. I just dissed you. And the gun goes back. I pull it back. I look back and it goes, ooh. Like they feeling their own stuff. Like they be like, ooh.
Sometimes they be saying some dumb stuff, man.
They say, but
Like, that makes no sense.
sometimes they'll say something and they'll weave it together really great.
Yeah.
What are some of your poems you said to say, wow, if people understood what I said, you just gotta pat you on. You ever wrote that one poem? I know you have, like, man, I don't think people caught what I said.
The Black Power poem that me and Gino did, we did it on the Starvyn, on the No Mo CD.
Okay.
That one was one.
Okay.
I love doing that poem because I also kind of got to do my whole like spit it fast.
Wow.
I remember spitting it at Reciprocity one night, and Erica was there. She was like, slow down. And I was like, it's supposed to go fast. Like, it's supposed to be like spit.
Show off your lyrical prowess.
Yeah.
And there were, there's that moment where I say, Black Power, you took a shower, but in the process, we became less and less and less until it became one big mess. But Black Power, I feel it was just a good poem. And Gino is talking about, I wonder what Marvin would say if he were alive today.
Yeah.
Sometime I'm glad he's not. Ooh, it goes so hard. So
makes me wanna holler.
Yeah.
The way they do.
My life, yeah.
Come on now.
It was a good poem, and it's still a good poem. So that's
Absolutely.
one of them. And there's another one that I used to do. I can't really. Every now and then it'll come to me, but it was about prayer. Some about prayer, and I was spitting these heavy words, but I don't remember. I mean, I remember it. It has to come to me, but like in the moment, I'm a teacher now, so I everything is split into quadrants and categories.
I feel you.
What?
So
Okay, because my brain is in the No Mo CD mode right now. So I'm saying I seek a peace.
Yeah, unwarranted by superficial
Thank you.
combustibles.
Yes.
Niggas ready to explode with the mere essence of my presence. So that's it. That's
Yes.
it.
Okay. Cool.
That's
there
it.
we go.
Remember
Thank
that,
you.
don't
That's it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that one, that's one that I embody.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Embody, because that's the one where I say, to whom much is given, much is required.
Wow.
Absolutely.
What made you get into poetry? Like listening. What was your
Okay.
that poet that make you like, wow? I like
It was
that.
never that.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell y'all exactly how this whole thing
Tell
got
it.
started.
Tell it.
When I finished college, I came home and I was working in IT.
Okay.
And me and Tony Patterson, who's my best friend at the time,
Earthseed Tony.
running buddy.
Yes.
We would get off every Friday and we would go to Iguana Mirage for the happy hour.
That's why I seen Deion Sanders with a
Yes.
purple suit.
And one day I'm looking through the paper looking for something different, and I saw that there was a poetry slam
Okay.
in Deep Ellum
Okay.
at Club Clearview. And the prize was $25. And I said, Tony, I think I can write a poem and we can go win this $25 and use
Okay.
that money to get our drinks at Iguana Mirage.
Back in the 90s
Right.
now. Yes, indeed.
$25
Yes,
was a lot.
indeed. Yeah.
So she was like, let's do it. So I wrote a poem, and it was called Never Enough. It wasn't enough that I could read, grow a bean seed, multiply so high until my nose began to bleed. So it was basically about the education system and how for us it's never, never enough.
Never.
And I went that night and I won. And that was the night I met Gino.
Okay.
And we were sitting there at the table. Clebo Rainey brought the list around. And Tony and I were
Rainey.
sitting at this table. And I said, if I lose, I don't want anybody to know my real name. So that's where Emotion Brown came from.
Wow.
They introduced me as Emotion Brown. And after that, it stuck. So it was never about poetry. You know
It's
what I
about
mean?
drinks.
I was a writer. I was a reader. I worked at a bookstore and I was doing IT. But that money, that $25 and happy hour,
Hey.
Boy,
I was
$25
in.
sound like a whole lot.
It was back
Think about
then.
it. $10 is full
you gonna
tank.
get in free because it's happy
Yeah,
hour.
right.
All you got to do is pay for your drinks. That's how that happened.
That's
So
correct.
y'all know me as Emotion Brown because of that. I did not come out of a poetry where I wasn't reading poets.
Right.
I was reading novels.
Yeah.
I was reading whole books. So,
Whoa.
but
Wow.
the rest was history, not a mystery.
Hey.
That's crazy.
Self-inspired.
And that's how oil came to be, because Gino was already wanting to create his own kind of poets. I was about to say dead poets. I just watched that movie the other day.
Dead Poet Society.
What's the name of the poetry group from the 70s? Come on, y'all. You said don't do that.
The one with JJ used to
No,
be in?
but that's how I'm remembering.
With
And
Gil
the
Scott
song-
Heron. Gil Scott Heron.
Yeah. JJ used to be part of them, too.
What was the name of them?
I can't think of their name. I know
Last
that-
Poets.
Last Poet.
Come on now.
Last
But you know,
Poet.
Jimmy Evans,
I was gonna say
JJ used to be a
Dead
part of them.
I ain't read that. I
Okay.
know Dynamite.
I mean-
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So Gino, Gino is the library.
Gotcha.
He's
Gino
an
is a
everyday.
library. Like, he is a walking biblioteca. Like, he is so full of knowledge. So he was the one who introduced me to the Last Poets and introduced
He's a
me.
troubadour.
Yeah, who introduced me to that whole like point of view. And when we would go to his house for rehearsals, it was also like these education sessions, because he was, Gino was a Mason. So
Didn't know.
when we would do poems, and there's references.
15 stairs.
Yes,
I
that's
know
all
everything.
Gino.
I know
That's
all
all
of it. I'm
Gino.
a fan. Go ahead.
Gino
So-
got a brilliant mind.
He's brilliant.
You got to bring your mind.
He's
You gotta give him
amazing.
his credit on that.
He's amazing.
Got extremely.
So-
I just like to hear him just talk.
So that's my origin story.
Okay.
That's the Emotion Brown origin story.
Wow.
That's cool. That's cool. So now we're going through, we're traveling, and we made this route to Reciprocity, and we ended up doing the Nomo CD, and we're on the cover of D magazine. Well, no,
It
it was
wasn't
the
the
Observer.
magazine. It was the
Observer?
Was it the Observer? I thought it was. I have it. I still have
Because
it.
we're all just like good times.
Yeah,
Basically
I
like
have
that.
it. I don't.
Yeah.
It might have been the Observer.
I still got it. Yeah, I still got it
Okay.
myself.
What's the name of the magazine? You don't know? I'm curious now.
I want to say
We can pull it up.
it's so crazy because the print industry just kind of
It did.
disappeared.
It did.
Dallas Morning News.
No,
No, it was
No,
a
'cause
small. The Quick. Was it Quick?
It might have been the Quit. It may have been
I
because
think-
that was like a
Quake was like
I mean, it was,
2006, man.
it was like
It
Observer.
was the Dallas Weekly. It was the Dallas Weekly.
Was
it was
it?
a black paper. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a black paper.
It was
Okay.
It was
They
the
should
Dallas
put it in a-
Weekly.
in a black
It was the
bookstore.
Dallas Weekly.
Okay.
I feel pretty confident that it was the Dallas Weekly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But within this this creative soup that was forming, and these people coming from everywhere, you know what I'm saying, and migrating to this one location, and then you had certain individuals. You had, let me see, Oil, which included you. Of course, you had Tisha. You had Vaughn. You had what was the brother's name? For a while, he scared me because I thought he was
Grady.
gonna kill everybody.
Grady.
And then and these are true facts.
These are true
You
facts.
didn't play games. I thought he at any moment.
He burned the flag one night. Oh,
Hey.
like in reciprocity.
In reciprocity.
We were all sitting there like, we this, but we not this.
we not.
Y'all, yeah,
yeah,
it's
we
too
black now. Come on now.
Take it down a few notches.
Yeah, come on now. But and everybody just started to. It was like ingredients to a nuclear weapon,
Right.
almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
That could blow big, and of course you had your Ndombis and your Badus, because this is the
Ndombi.
same time that Badu is on the rise, and I think to a certain degree,
I love Ndombi.
when we were still at home here in Dallas, being super creative, and Badu had left during that time.
Right.
So when she would come back, it was almost like she was like,
Right. What
Like,
y'all doing while I'm
what-
away?
man, what
the
is-
cats will play.
yes,
Yeah.
wow, what is going on? And who is this? And she was
Yes.
like, who is this?
Yeah.
And who is this guy? And I really think that it was right for us at that point. I'll say this. Had we been anywhere else in America, we all would have had movie deals, and it would have been out of this world, because stepping into this small closet of
Yeah.
a storefront with all these different creative people, it was an experience that the layman, when they walked in, they literally lost their mind.
I heard Most Def was there one night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that.
absolutely.
Most Def?
Absolutely.
That was one night because Most Def was there. Like, I missed it that night.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was, it was huge.
It was major. It was
was-
major, and we were traveling as well. Like
Yeah.
it became this transference of energies and talents. Where at one point I was literally bringing poets to Dallas, like literally
Absolutely.
out of my pocket, paying for them to fly and come and sit and engage. And we were, our poets were going to different places and engaging, and it was just a moment. It was a moment where we were all just in sync. We were in alignment, and expression and and creativity was at our. It was just right in front of us, and we didn't have any problem stepping into it and being who we were in that moment.
Right. Everything we did,
good. It was real good.
We accomplished. And it was like those people that were building the tower up to heaven, and no one was supposed to be able to do that. And we were doing it, and people were like, why? Who told them they could do that?
Yeah.
And we just kept working and kept doing just great projects. And as things begin to blossom and we get older, that's when we begin to kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's why this podcast is important, because in later years, people will realize how much Dallas influenced a whole lot of things that were going on.
Absolutely.
You know how many times I hear that?
Yeah.
Man, Pikahsso been doing that for a long time. In the comment, Pikahsso, like I even seen somebody MF Doom. Somebody Pikahsso been doing that MF Doom
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
90, that weird cartoon
Yeah.
stuff. He was doing that in 91. Everybody just ignoring him.
Yeah.
Right.
So and so doing the Aziz, Slump
Yeah.
Masters, Massive or
Right.
whatever. Original Soul, even the stuff he been
Ooh,
doing.
Original Soul. He's still
Yeah.
putting out an album every month.
Yeah, he the master P of
Baby.
Master
he the
P.
master P of the
Master P.
deep element
I
of
love me some Original
underground
Soul.
hip hop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Original Soul got a category. You know
Baby,
Original?
a catalog.
Yeah. No, he don't stop.
Wow.
Don't stop, won't stop.
Matter of fact, he just had an in-house concert today. Shouts out to Original Soul.
Nice.
He had a
Shout out.
concert inside his house.
His house.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah,
That's
Original
dope.
Soul. He used to be down to Reciprocity.
Yeah,
every week.
we
What
all
are you
were.
talking about?
We all
I used
were.
to be down.
talking
Yeah.
Emmanuel's Cookies.
Emmanuel. Oh, you took it back.
Come on.
Emmanuel Gillespie.
Wow,
Come
I
on.
forgot about Emmanuel.
Emmanuel's Cookies started not outside. I'm sure he made those cookies for a while. But once the reciprocity
Baby,
crowd came,
them cookies hit.
let me tell you something. We acted a damn fool.
Where is Emmanuel?
He has his own. He has his own gallery.
Man, I ain't seen them. You
Pencil
take
and
it back.
Paper Art Gallery over in West Dallas.
What's the name of it?
Pencil and Paper.
Shouts out to Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Pencil and paper.
Him and Valerie.
Some
his
golfer.
wife.
He did a statue of a golfer. I don't remember exactly who that was, but so again, we're in this creative zone. Everything is going great, and then you decide to write a book. You wrote a book. Where am I in this timeline?
I wrote the book before Reciprocity. I wrote the book during the same time that Reciprocity was coming into being. As a matter of fact, I was self-published when Erica got signed.
Wow.
Okay.
It was the same year.
Okay.
It was the same. Baduism came out the same year that the self-published version of When All Hell Breaks Loose came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you remember me giving you a copy of it back that I had for years?
No.
I had a copy that was in an envelope.
No.
It was in a manila envelope, typed.
Oh my
It was about
gosh.
that thick. And I
The
had
manuscript?
Yes. The manuscript.
I probably
had
still
it.
have it.
Okay, yeah, because I was
If you
like,
gave it to me, I
do you know
definitely
I
still
have
have-
this?
oh my
Like I
God.
held that for years, and I think you left it at our apartment one day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's back
Driving
when we didn't care
out
about
to
stuff like
Arlington.
that.
I
We just
did,
like,
heirlooms
because I
and
was
artifacts.
like, I didn't know what was going
Provenance.
on, but I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember writing the book and having the manuscript and taking it to Emma Rogers and be like, I want this published.
See, Emma
Like I didn't
Rogers.
even know. I had no idea. I just had been working at Black Images, and I had started meeting authors, and I was reading their books. I was like swallowing books whole, like reading books in a matter of like hours,
Right.
200-300 page books, and
Yeah.
I was like, I can do this.
Right.
Emma Rogers.
And I set out to do it, and
She's still around? I haven't seen her.
she just
since-
had a birthday. Emma Rogers just turned 79, I think.
Okay, for those who don't know who
78,
Emma
79.
Rogers is, she's like the centrifugal force of African American books. She's the
Yeah,
creme de la
she is.
creme. When she say her name, I just got to smile because a lot of times it got so powerful. We had that black bookstore. Remember we used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We was buying stuff from her.
Joe
Black-
K. No,
Joe K.
y'all were
We was Afro
African
Awakening.
American, Afro Awakenings.
Afro
Okay,
Awakenings,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this was like it was a powerful movement.
Yeah, it was.
Of black awakenings. What happened to that around here?
Jen, it was the baby boomers had bookstores,
Boomers, yep.
but
Wow.
people
Not into that kind of stuff no more. Like when you talk about it, I don't want to talk about that.
But reading has never been a popular thing with Black culture. It hasn't. It's never been. You have to be a college. You have to at the base level. It's never been popular. Let me just put it that way. I remember being really shocked because a lot of Black men were like they didn't read fiction. You know what I mean? So fiction became kind of like this woman's world where you had the J. California Coopers and the Terry
Kimberly Lawson
McMillans.
Roby.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Kimberly Lawson Roby put me in her book, and I met her. She came to the bookstore. I just gave her a little quick review. I like, man, if I know her book was gonna sell like that, I said some weird name. What's your name? Shahid Rapunzel. Shahid Romel. Now I'm looking at all them copies pressed up like, you an idiot. Nikki Giovanni. Some of the people walking in that black bookstore, man, like, wow.
Yeah.
Man, I'm an idiot. I'm looking at how
Yeah.
many people they pressed up like, God. So she right though.
Yeah. So, getting published and trying to sell my book. I remember we were in Louisiana one time. Me and Tony sitting at a table at a mall, and this guy walks by, and we're just saying, "Hey, you want to come check this book out?" And he literally said he had to have easily been in his late 20s, and he was like, "I don't read." Just to keep from having to come over to see what we were selling.
Wow.
So it's just never been popular.
Right. You know what? I didn't read fiction until I think you wrote a book.
Yeah.
It took a personal relationship
Right.
for me to read fiction. And because I was heavy, again, think about the 90s, I'm heavy into right knowledge, reading every factual book.
Malachi's
Yeah.
Holy
But I
Holy
think
Tabernacle
that's
Scrolls.
a part of the Black man's mechanism in terms of his experience in this country.
Right.
Is that it's hard to get involved in fiction when reality,
Yes.
you see what I'm saying? When reality has this kind of like hold on you that you don't want to deal with fiction because the reality needs attention.
That's
Message to the black man, Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
all of that.
Yeah.
Read that book.
All of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
But I feel you on that, though.
So we're self-published.
Mm-hmm.
We go from self-published to Random House.
Right.
Whoa.
And that came about because I took that group with me to Chicago and we hit that floor running, and I gave out about 250 free books. And somehow the book landed in the hands of Manny Barron, rest in peace. And I'm sitting at work one day, like a month later, and my phone rings. I'm like, hello. And he was like, hi, how are ya? He had this real heavy New York accent. I was like, who is this? This is Manny Barron. I work for Random House. And I want to know if you're interested in doing a book contract. And I was like, who is this? But that's how it happened.
Right.
So that trip when we was in Chicago, that's when that happened?
I don't know,
trip.
because I went to Chicago twice, but
Man, it was fun.
yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I think so. Book Expo America.
I was a part of history and didn't know it.
Yeah,
Expo
Book
America.
Expo America. And I actually went to Book Expo in California for my second book, and that's when I met Octavia Butler.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've had some amazing experience. It's like, I was telling somebody the other night, it's like every now and then I float and then I land. I float and then I land. And that kind of has been my experience.
What makes a book a bestseller?
Well, good question.
A good plot and a storyline that connects with the majority of the people who read it.
Okay.
Period. You got a good plot, a good leading character, and readers.
Yeah, we read this.
That's what's gonna make it a good book.
Okay.
And timing, divine timing is always
Right.
the conduit for anything to hit.
So during this time, we got Random House, the publishing, the book comes out, and then I hear talk about a movie deal.
Spike Lee's people flew me to New York. And I was so green, y'all. I was so green. Like, to this day, I think about walking out of that restaurant and thinking all the things that those people said, like, she ain't ready. Like, because I couldn't talk it. I could not talk it.
Okay.
And then Suzanne DePass optioned Cubicles for television. And they had it on option for about 3 years. And then they didn't do anything with it.
Okay. So
Those things never blossomed.
So basically, the 40 Acres crew with Spike Lee's crew, wasn't there also, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bad Boy Puffy?
I did my book release at Puffy's restaurant.
Justin's.
At Justin's.
Okay.
So I have pictures
Okay.
from there. Yeah.
Okay. I knew Diddy was somewhere.
Yeah. Me and Tony flew to New York, and the book released there. And it was just me, her, and Manny. He just took us to dinner. We stayed at a hotel in near Central Park, like looking out over Central Park, and it was just a celebratory dinner to say, we're celebrating you signing to Random House. So yeah, that was Justin's.
Okay. So we got When All Hell Breaks Loose, and then we got Cubicles. So where are we once Cubicles?
Cubicles does good. It When All Hell Breaks Loose sold and then went over. Cubicles broke even. He had it coming, put me in debt. But I changed. Like, I had, because I started smoking. You get beside yourself. And you start doing the things. You know what I mean? Like, you start doing the things.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready. It used to be a point where I was really angry, but I really thank the universe now, because where I'm headed now is such a greater space for my spiritual growth.
Gotcha.
And I'm not on some like Jesus, and I'm just saying, like, as my evolution as a human being is now is more positioned for me to evolve greater than if I had been chasing that money. Yeah. Okay. And I didn't know how to chase it anyway. I didn't know how to sit at a table and talk the talk, because I just kind of happened upon doing the things that I love, and going up on my instincts, which is what I've always done. Camika Spencer, if I feel like I can do it, I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna take it as far as I can go. And if it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna bust a bitch and I'm gonna keep it moving. I mean, that's just who I am. So, he had it coming. I remember sending him a letter because during the time that He Had It Coming came out, the publishing house that I was with, I left Random House and I got with another publishing house. Yeah. And during the creation of the book, during the process, I had 4 publicists. And I knew, you know, it was a lot of stuff I didn't know, but I knew, because your publicist is the person who sets up your tours and calls the people and say, hey, Camika Spencer has another book coming out. Right. And there's no way you can get that set up when every time you look up, you got a new publicist. Right. And then my editor, who was pregnant at the time, found out that her child, that the child she was going to have had Down syndrome. Oh, wow. So she was no longer available. Right. So between my ignorance and their lack of nurturing and attention, the book just flopped. And that's when I joined the rock band.
So let's segue, and this is a quick segue.
Ooh.
When I hear you talk about the 3 different books, my brain is 3 different albums. It sounds like record deals. It sounds like a record contract. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, okay, this record, I dropped this first record, it exceeded expectations. Then I dropped the second record, and we both basically broke even, but we still in the family, the label loves me, I'm still good. And then the third album,
I leave the big house, go to a smaller house, and get lost in the shuffle. And we talk about books the same way we do in the albums. The sophomore slump, it's the same language. Right. It's the same language.
Right. So then I'm at the crib, chilling, minding my own business. Now, this is back before, you know, there were 80,000 channels that you could watch on television and stuff like that. So you couldn't do all of that. There's certain channels, and I'm sitting at home in Hamilton Park on Glen Regal, watching television, and the Jimmy Kimmel Show comes on.
Yes, sir.
And I said, what? You have got to be kidding me. What is she doing now?
So, as I said, I had started doing the things. Right. And I had Emotion in the Cosmos. I had started my own little band. And we were going around Dallas performing. And I had gotten in too deep. And I had decided this is too much for me. I'm quitting. So, and I still have this video. I had performed at this spot off of Lower Greenville. Can't remember the name of it. But it was me, Al Lyric.
Rest in peace.
Indeed.
I can't remember who else, but I got the video. We're all on this stage, and I'm higher than Camel's pussy. Like, I'm high. I'm high. I have on these shades, and I'm doing this song, yada, yada, yada. And I get home that night, and the next day, I look on MySpace, and this young dude named Jonathan Tyler has sent me an email, a message asking me, would I be interested in doing backup? Because he's getting ready to release his self-created album.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah. Now, the funny thing about that is people have been asking me that, and every time I would say, yeah, nothing would ever happen. Right. So I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Man, he showed up to my apartment that day with a guitar and that CD, and I was like, Lord have mercy.
Here we go.
But one thing about me is, I'm gonna push through. Like, you're either gonna say, yeah, you know what, we're not gonna use you, or you're gonna say, let's go. Right. And it was a let's go. So I did their album release. Then he called me again because they did a Stevie Wonder tribute at the theater over off of Martin Luther King. I think it was Erica. She did a
Black Forest
Theater. They did a Stevie Wonder tribute, and they asked Jonathan to do Reggae Woman. Okay. And Jonathan said, Mo, can you do this with me? I think he was really nervous. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we did Reggae Woman. Okay. Then he started getting shows. He started blowing up, and he would invite me. And I told him, I said, if I can make it, I'll be there. And next thing I knew, we were all on the road. You know, me, 5 white boys in a van.
Yeah.
Up and down these highways and byways performing.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Man,
But I was running. I ain't gonna lie. I was just like anything but
Yes.
Dallas at this point. Because I was embarrassed. And I thought, I really did, I was embarrassed. And I thought that I was now in a space where I could be me. But the error was that I was still doing the things. You know what I mean? Like, the things will make you think that you got it going on.
Okay.
So I'm thankful that the grace of God and my grandmama was on me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I'm a blessed child.
All
So I made it through all of that. But in the meantime, in between time, we got signed to Atlantic Records.
I know, just like that. Ain't that a bitch?
Yes.
So, and because
Yes.
as a music person,
Yes.
like my thing was music.
Yes.
I've traveled, done all of this, been to Atlantic, Mike Karen, all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And Emotion Brown is on TV and got a record deal. What the fuck is going on?
Yes.
I said, you know what? Where's my t-shirt? Where's my Emotion Brown t-shirt? Let me
Yes.
put it on at this point.
We walked into Atlantic Records in New York City, and I saw a picture of Lupe Fiasco, and I almost lost my mind. Because I was just like, this is crazy. That's how I saw Janelle Monáe for the first time perform. She wasn't on Atlantic, but we were doing the runs. So
Right.
I was seeing all of these people that I wouldn't have never been that close to. I met Raphael Sadiq. I got to talk to him. He was on his way to France, and just got to. I just met all the people who I was looking up to and people who
Right.
were new. B.O.B. I remember meeting him. He was like, "I'm gonna be a star," and I was just like, we were at ACL, and I
Okay.
met B.O.B. Before he was, nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
And then we would have never thought that he would have been out here talking about the world is flat.
I knew you
but
were gonna bring that up.
I had to.
I knew it.
I had to.
I knew
Because
it.
I was like, I remember meeting this dude.
Right.
So,
The world is flat.
but it was also an interesting experience because I was a black woman in a white band, and for
Yep.
the most part, we were doing Texas dirt music. So I've also found myself in a lot of spaces where black people just don't go.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? One night we were in, I think we were in Missouri, and we was at this little bitty like hole in the wall spot, and this little white man, I'm sitting at the bar. We unload, and I go sit at the bar, have a little, drink. And he's talking to me. We having a good conversation. And then he says, "You my Haiti baby." And I was like, here we go. Here we go.
Mammy.
So I go back to the green room, Haiti baby. Because Haiti had just had the earthquake.
Haiti baby.
Haiti baby.
That's like saying a mammy almost like.
Well, either way. He thought he was being funny, but I was like, oh, let me go. So I go to the green room, and I'm like visibly upset, and JT is like, what's going on? And I was like, so white man out here calling me Haiti baby. So JT had him thrown out of the club. He had him thrown out of the club that night. But I never...
Kizzy, eat your grits, Kizzy.
Bust that shiffer roll.
I was never expecting them to step in and defend me or do
Right.
any of that.
Right,
So
right.
it felt good when he did. But for the most part, we ended up really growing together. They were younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my 40s, y'all. I was 47 when I joined that band. JT was 22.
Wow.
So it was just interesting, but it was some of the best on the road experiences that I had because there were people who really took care of me. And I mean, they would say, come stay with me. You don't need to be out with these greasy boys, kind
Right.
of stuff. And these were white women. These were Texas white women. So I was able to make really good friendships that I now thankful for, the internet and all of that I can keep up with and check in on. But and I was there 8 years. I was in that band for 8 years.
That's crazy.
You had an
8
interesting
years.
run. Wow.
And then in January, we assigned to Atlantic. Things were going south really fast because we were all doing the things. And JT was tired. JT was so tired of us. And we get to California. And we're staying at Ryan. I can't think of Ryan's last name, but he's a Grammy Award winning producer. We're staying at his house. and we get a check. We get a check. 2 days go by, so we've now cashed our checks and we're eating off these checks. And JT comes and says, "I'm breaking up the band." So that was the first thing. And the next day, I got a call that my mom had a heart attack. So I had to use that check to fly home.
Why did he break the band up?
Because he was carrying us. He was literally carrying us, and we were to an extent we were dead weight, because where he wanted to go, they could never agree. I was a background singer, so I was never really wholly a part of it. But these were 4 white boys who were friends.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So the friendship and the artistry, they were bumping heads.
I respect your accountability. A lot of people don't have that level of accountability. They'll be passing the blame. Wow.
Yeah.
No, JT but JT, I always thought I never thought he was going to keep us. I didn't. I always thought this is JT and the Northern Lights, but this is JT. This is his dream.
Right.
You know, so financially it became a burden. Like having to carry 4 people and everybody's not necessarily carrying their weight. We're all doing the things, you know. He wasn't sober, so he had to, you know, sober himself up. And I thought it, you know, ultimately I thought it was a good idea. But for me, it was about, let me go home.
Right.
Let me go home. And because of that, I had to come home. And thank God I had a degree, because that's when I started teaching.
Right.
That was the only thing that saved me. Otherwise, this conversation would be totally different.
That's something that I learned about being old. Sometimes people can take you out of something and you're like, wow, you don't even know what you just did for me.
That's right.
I've had people, hey, Pikahsso ain't gonna do that no more. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. You didn't even punish me like you think you are.
Yeah.
So you know. That's that little intuition that God puts inside of us.
Right.
It's time to fall back.
But it's also, everybody's on the hero's journey.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I'm always speaking in plot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So for me, that was my rising action. And my climax was the band breaking up and my mama having a heart attack.
Absolutely.
And that transformed me.
Yeah.
So the falling action was teaching and finding a space for myself and learning how to settle down and not be afraid to be me.
Right.
Because teaching sobered me up. I ain't finna go in no classroom high.
Absolutely.
I mean, some people can. I don't. That was that old Southern country. You can do this, but you're not finna do that.
Right.
These are other people's children you're in front of. So I sobered up, and then I did this move the crowd workshop. It was a movement workshop. I did this Teo Castellanos movement workshop at SMU, and that was for me a big turning point in how to live my life as an artist and let go of the idea that I had to be rich, that I had to have luxury to just be an artist, and accept the fact that that's a God gift and it doesn't have to be big.
Right.
It's yours.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And at that point, I began to give it to my students.
Right.
Wow.
And then it don't stop.
It don't.
It does not
Let's
stop.
go. Let's go.
So I'm teaching, and this book comes out called The Crossover,
Okay.
written by Kwame Alexander.
Okay.
Kwame Alexander and I met in the early 90s when Tisha and I went to Baltimore to a poetry event.
Okay.
Me and Tisha went to Baltimore, and it was Sonia Sanchez and all the poets.
Oh my gosh, she said Sonia Sanchez.
Yeah. Roger Bonarigard.
Sonia Sanchez. Y'all look that up, kiddos. Look up Sonia Sanchez.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest penmanship ever concocted on paper from an African American woman.
And the son of Amiri Baraka, Raz Baraka, who was just a poet. Now, you know, Raz Baraka is the mayor of Jersey.
Yeah.
Have I met him before?
I don't know.
I think he's come to.
But Raz Baraka, I got a picture with me, Roger Bonarigard, and Raz Baraka. But anyway, I met
him.
Kwame Alexander. So this book comes out, and I'm like, hey, this is Camika. I'm teaching middle school. I want to get this book. The 2 years that I taught English language arts at Lancaster, Kwame Alexander, on his own dollar, came to Lancaster, Texas, and met my students.
You taught at Lancaster? I went to Lancaster. Wow.
I went to Lancaster too.
Damn.
Yeah, I got put out of Lancaster.
You bad?
Yeah.
You don't strike me bad. Okay, but I didn't
I'm
know
not
that.
bad like that. Listen, my freshman year, I played volleyball, and the time when volleyball and track is shifting, volleyball had to train with track until the season shifted.
Okay.
At the same time, these teachers are looking at us saying, "Oh, okay, we need to put her in track, or we need to do blah blah blah."
That sounds like
I
Lancaster.
never wanted to be in track
At all, period.
We're running around the gym doing 800,000 laps,
Beverly Humphrey.
and this coach,
Coach Hatch. It
was a man. He said we were talking and laughing at the back.
Right.
Me and some of the girls that actually were going to be running track.
Okay.
So he stops me and he's, you should be at the front of the line, blah blah blah, blah. And he poked me,
Oh shit.
and I just was like, what? And I pushed him off of me and did the fuck you, and they were like, that's it, and they threw me out of the athletic program.
I can see that at Lancaster. That was
And
extremely.
they also found out that we were using my dad's address.
Ding dong.
So I got put out.
I didn't
of
like Lancaster. I didn't like the energy in that area. When I went to that school, I went there for like 1 year, and I went to Lincoln after
Okay.
that. I told them I don't like it. I'm like, I need to go. I need to get my
Yeah. It was-
whatever
I
that
mean-
means.
My boys felt the same way.
They went to Lancaster too.
Yeah.
I didn't like Lancaster.
Lancaster's
The energy
interesting.
of it.
Yeah.
Just
It
wasn't
was
for me.
interesting.
And then I transferred them to Red Oak.
Okay.
Okay.
And when they were junior, probably like their junior and sophomore.
So yeah,
I didn't know that. I'm learning a lot about you. There's a coach named Coach Hatch. Used to be there. Very interesting individual. I'm sure he's probably used the N word a couple of times. One of them kind of coaches.
okay.
he ain't there no
okay.
more.
I'm to my back, and I'm sure like
Ain't nobody white in Lancaster.
Not at all.
The librarian
Yes.
in it, yeah.
Not at all.
But
that's bad. I'm an older cat,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I'm to my back. It was a totally different atmosphere in Lancaster,
Oh, yeah,
Texas
it was
than it is
different
now.
back then.
It
Yeah.
was very prejudiced. People, matter of fact, black people was even scared to drive down that street.
Oh, I didn't play in Lancaster back
Remember the
in day, I'm
police?
gonna tell you that.
You
Oh,
scared to
yeah.
drive down that street?
I
on
was
Pleasant
never.
Run? And Pleasant
we
Run?
lived in Highland Hill. I mean, we lived in Singing Hills the entire time that
Oh,
I
y'all
went to
full.
Lancaster. So I never experienced Lancaster as a local.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
I would get out of school and go back to Singing Hills.
Gotcha.
But Kwame Alexander
Okay.
did me a solid.
Uh-huh.
And I had kids. I had kids who weren't readers stealing books. I had kids, like, it was just, for me, it was refreshing because as a lover of reading and as a lover of literary, it really lifted me to see me be able to connect kids with literature.
That's
And
what's
good
up.
literature, stuff that made them want to read,
Right.
and then they get to meet the author. That's rare. It's so many black kids out here who just won't even pick up a book,
Facts.
and that bothers me because you're in a victim position when you're not reading.
Exactly.
You're a victim. So I did that at Lancaster, and then I didn't like necessarily the ELAR position, so I switched to theater. I'm teaching theater. The principal and I don't really get along, so she's like, why don't you go to the high school? So I go to the high school, I'm teaching theater. I'm in my room one day, and I'm, Instagram death scrolling, and I see that Lee Daniels is looking to give an opportunity to 3 creatives anywhere in the world.
Okay.
All you had to do was send a 15-second video telling why you deserved to be in California for 3 days under his wings.
Okay. That sounds
And I was
interesting.
one of the 3.
Man,
You know
So
what?
I went to
Stop
California.
it. If
I'm a Lee Daniels Creative Select.
you are the black female version of what is his name? What
You.
is his name?
I know.
Forrest Gump.
wow.
Yep.
You
I'll
are.
take it. I'm
yes.
special like that.
Yes,
I'm a little off.
And next thing you
Yes.
know, you are right on the stage. You're on Jimmy Kimmel, and then next thing you know, you got a book out, and next thing you know, Lee Daniels called you to come. Like, who does this happen to?
Me.
You still have that same kind of energy like that to
Absolutely,
run like
Absolutely.
that?
That's how I ended up in Egypt.
absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Because that was in 2019, and COVID hit. I had a little money saved up. I was like, I'm finna leave teaching. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna live at home and be an artist.
Right.
So that year, from 2019 to 2020, I was at home, just creating. I started Black Legend Heirloom. I'm making these heirlooms.
pieces. Yep.
And Then, I don't know how. Oh, my money was running out. So I was like, let me get ready to go back to teaching. So I put I started looking for a college job. I wanted to be a professor. So I put my resume out there, and I get a call, literally get a email and a call from Al Giza, Egypt, making an offer for me to come there and teach. They were going to pay for me to fly there, pay for me to come home. I would live on campus, so I wouldn't have housing. I would get paid half of my money, not half, but like 30% in American dollars and the other 70% in Egyptian LEs. And I would get the health care, everything. So I couldn't say no. And it was Egypt. And I was about to be 50. I was 49 years old. So I was like, and I didn't believe
quinquenarian.
Yeah, I didn't believe it was gonna happen. So I was like, you just like I tell y'all,
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk through until I can't walk no more.
Right.
And then once I can't walk no more, I'm gonna bust a bitch and go do something else.
Absolutely.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do. So I ended up in Egypt for a year.
Damn.
It was the best thing that I could have ever done.
You got an incredible life.
Man, this is.
I like it too. And some days I'd be like, why?
Yeah.
I like the fact just like if you what you're doing for me. I hope you do that for the same people of our of our age where we quinquenarians.
No, I inspire people.
Yeah, people are like, man,
That's what I do.
Because a lot of people just give up when they get past 40. It's been embedded in us just to give up. You can even look if you drive around Dallas and just open your mind. You see people with the defeated look on their face like this. Look, I just gave up, man.
Yeah.
Man, I just got me a baby on the way, man. I'm gone. I done came up in them, man. Got me a
settle.
kid.
They settle.
It's just over. They have that defeated look.
Well, life has constantly told us when you're this age, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Just be over.
This age, you're supposed to be doing this. But here's the thing: when you have the gift,
that's right.
it doesn't. You think that you're not doing. You think, you know what? I'm doing this now. I'm not doing that anymore. I want to do this. Mm-hmm. And the thing that's supposed to be regular, this that you're doing, it explodes into something that is huge. And it's just you are just trying to be Clark Kent.
She said she
because you
didn't
didn't
want
to be Superman anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like everywhere you go, you'll have this gift to change. It's alchemy.
There you go. There you go.
You're an alchemist.
It's alchemy.
And all you're doing is changing these metals and these situations and this environment that everybody else, they're drones in the environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all you're saying is, now I know we got to go around the table, but why do we have to go this way?
That's right.
You know, I can get to the other side of the table.
There's a billion ways to skin that cat.
Exactly.
There is good. Yep.
And that creates
That's me.
a new tunnel and a new way and more efficient. And next thing you know, there's a whole culture built around just thinking different. And people all of a sudden are thinking that you did something great. And to you, you're like,
yeah. And when I
involuntary muscle.
Yeah.
And when I stopped trying to show people that I thought different, everything got better.
Absolutely.
Everything got better. So now I'm out here just doing it because that's what I've always been doing. Now, let's get to this where I'm Fort Worth.
Okay.
I'm in Egypt for a whole year.
Whole year.
I come home. I'm sitting at DFW airport. I hadn't even called anybody to come pick me up because I had to just be with myself for a moment. So I'm sitting at the airport. I take my phone out, take the old SIM card out from when I was in Egypt, put my original SIM card into my phone. I had one message. After being gone a year, I had one voicemail, and it was from a lady named Dr. Stephanie Love. She was trying to start a school. Vicky Meek had referred her to me, she wanted to sit down and talk to me about developing theater curriculum for this school that she was trying to start. The school didn't exist. There was no curriculum, nothing, ground up.
Okay.
I now work at that school. Wow. And I teach literary arts to 6th grade. Wow. There are no schools that teach literary arts. I am not a core class. I am a supplemental class to English language arts. So we be in there painting, coloring,
all day,
acting,
that's what's up,
designing, reading, screaming. We be in there doing it.
Expressing.
And it's exactly who I am. So I'm now in Fort Worth teaching at a brand new school where we have literally about 110 kids, 7th and 6th grade. We don't do after school come get your kids and go put them in a dance or something else.
Right. Extended
We don't
days
do
somewhere
weekends.
else. Yeah.
And we have survived so far 5 weeks with some of the most challenging kids in Fort Worth and haven't had a fight yet. So I'm supposed to be there.
Right.
I'm supposed to be there. And this is what's even crazy. As a person who was on her team, I got to go to New York and visit other art schools. I got to go to New Orleans and visit other art schools. Not on my dime. So I'm learning now how to just be and not go and do something else because I'm feeling restless, to just sit and wait on the next directive of what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. I've written a movie. It's in the hands of Regis Brown, who used to be in Dallas. When you remember when Sankofa the movie came out, Regis Brown was the guy who brought Sankofa to Dallas.
The Sankofa the movie.
Yes.
Wow, you took it back.
Halle Garam. I don't know how to say
Matter of fact,
his
I think that's a must-see movie for every African American.
Yeah, you should be able to get it on Netflix.
It's hard. Sankofa the movie.
Sankofa the movie, but
It's
he brought
done.
it to Dallas.
Done.
And he's now in Atlanta. He's a producer extraordinaire, and he's trying to help me get Neo Soul done. But we're on strike right now, so that's the next, hopefully, area I'm gonna conquer, is getting that script produced into a film.
Okay, so because we skipped over something.
Okay.
We skipped over the one woman show.
The one woman show.
Talking about your experiences in Egypt for a year, and I was able to attend that show because I was like, this is the last weekend, and life grabs you, and you know me, I got clones everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm ripping and running, taking care of that, but then it hits me like I need to go and see this.
Thank you for coming.
And I came, and then I was. Not that your trip took me back in time, because I've never been to Egypt, but I had removed myself from that creative, type of space where I could see someone have literally a suitcase with a few clothes in it and some boxes on stage and literally do an entire show.
Build a whole world.
Build an entire world around that, and some images, some actual footage of you being there. And that kind of put the gas back in my tank to say, you know what? You don't need much.
You don't.
In order to entertain the world. And you don't have to make shit up.
That's
Let's
right.
just talk about life and things that have actually happened.
That's right.
And telling that story. Talk about it.
Okay, so I didn't want to do the one woman show that you saw because I did not believe. I said, I don't know if I did a talk back, but I had this thing where I was telling people I was very fearful that I had smoked away most of my memory. You know what I mean? Like, I just hadn't been exercising my brain power.
I think you're like most artists, not to cut you off. We very critical.
No, you're good.
Ourselves.
You're good.
I be thinking sometimes so hard of myself until I'm around people that appreciate me, and allow you to be who you are.
But
your
it's
mind
about
is beautiful.
you appreciating yourself.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, I have to look in the mirror and deal with that person.
Yeah, but sometimes
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to appreciate yourself. But sometimes I'm very particular about people just put that little. Man, you know what? Because you ain't bad. Sometimes you just need that little extra person. To put that little spark. So I'm listening to you talk. Your mind, you got a very beautiful mind. I'm very particular about mine. That's why when you see me smiling.
But I spent so many years.
thinking.
I spent a lot of time dumbing myself down.
Right.
Like, so.
Yeah.
I did. I spent a lot of time dumbing myself down. So the work had to be done. So my original pitch to Teresa at Bishop Arts was one night only. Me and Emma Rogers on stage. Pictures flipping back, and she's just asking me questions. It was nice and easy breezy.
Right.
One hit quitter. And Teresa was like, "Oh, Camika, I think you can do a show. I think you can do a show." Yeah. So I accepted it, but I kept thinking, "No, I'm gonna convince her to do this one night only."
Right.
And before I knew it, we did the handshake, and she's calling me saying I need a script.
Wow.
So I sent her an outline because I'm still living in this fear space of like, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've had to remember something, which is part of the reason I haven't been doing poetry, because I'm like, I don't want to have to sit down and remember anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, lo and behold, I get to that door where it's like, you're going to either call this woman and say, you're afraid that you can't remember because you've been smoking and all of this other stuff, or you're going to walk through it. Now, this is one thing I live by. You cannot fail when you do something the first time. You
Facts.
can never fail.
Facts.
So I knew, because I'd never been on a stage doing a one-woman show, no matter what, it was going to grow me.
Absolutely.
No matter what. It could be a sellout crowd, or it could be one person in the audience. But if I could walk out on that stage and stumble my way through the show, it was going to make me a better person.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Because we don't know what happened in Egypt.
That's right.
So whatever you give us is what we're going to eat that.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
So that's what happened. And what's funny is I originally had 13 shows, and I was like, ooh, this is about to be crazy. And Teresa, I think she was looking at the ticket sales because they were low. The ticket sales were low.
I got you.
And she started canceling shows. So that made it better and easier for me because nobody was in the audience. So for me, it was all grand rehearsals until the final show when family and everybody is there.
Right.
So I made it through. And now, as a matter of fact, I've booked Connecticut.
Okay.
And I just talked to someone today where I'll be going to Baltimore to do the show.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know what? I wish that I went to see it before I went to see it. Because once I saw it, I'm all on social media, and everybody's like, "Okay, when is it? Okay, when is it? What is it? I'm going. Is it?" I said, "The last one is tomorrow, and it's at 2:00. That's it. This is it. This is the last one. I'm going. I'm going. I didn't know. I said, man, I wish I would have gone earlier.
Yeah.
So
and that goes back to what I was saying. Sometimes you need some. As an artist, I know we don't think that, but we need that extra.
We forget.
We forget.
We need that extra love. I used to think that, like, I don't need. We get cantankerous and kind of scared.
But once again, we don't value artistry as a people. We just don't. Like, we think that you wake up and you're all of a sudden Renaissance Beyonce. We don't really look at the evolution of it.
Yeah.
Even at the school level, like, when I was at Lancaster, I had some football players, and I told them, I said, you ever get hurt, go to the theater program. Because you are talented. But I couldn't even get the principal to come to the performance that we did there. So we just don't value it. We don't value rappers. I mean, we do, but we don't. We use them.
Yes.
But we don't cultivate them.
We
We
don't
don't
cultivate-
nurture them the
you're
way
right.
we do athletes and the way we do
that's facts.
the STEM kids.
It's facts.
So
We
it
have
is
some
what it
beautiful
is.
minds that's been walking through these streets of Oak Cliff, South Dallas, and West Dallas. We have Eurydice. We have some genius minds, and people just overlooking them. That's basically what she's saying, but not me. Not Aziz. I'm dead serious. I'm not just saying it to be arrogant or highfalutin. I look at a mind like that. When you see me smile, young kids out there, that's what I like to call my Deshin smile. That's when you see them natural facial muscles, and that means she's telling the truth, and you can't lie. So when you see that smile, like, wow, it's a beautiful mind. I like to cultivate beautiful minds. I like to cultivate them.
And,
I do.
And I'm gonna say this. This is what I like about the school I'm at. Our superintendent, Dr. Love, she grew up in this particular area of Fort Worth. It's tough. Like, y'all know what? I thought Dallas kids were like tough. Fort Worth is a different beast.
Totally.
What part?
I don't even know.
Starvyn.
I'm over off of Seminary.
Okay, I heard of that street.
So
Yeah.
this school where we are, the students are not declared artists. She has started this school because these kids did not have access to arts and education
Okay.
at all.
Wow.
So this school, they don't have to audition to get in. It is up to us, the teachers, to figure out who our drawers are, who our actors are. We are here to help them discover what their artistic superpower is.
Wow.
So it's dope because I just found one of my kids who draws. And this girl is like, she's self-conscious. She doesn't read that well. She's not the best writer. But she can draw like a beast. She's
Most
in the
geniuses, that's the
sixth
beauty and they
grade.
flaw.
Okay.
6th grade.
Wow.
And she is a beast. So we are now about to put her on our creative track for drawing and design.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing to these kids. We're helping them discover.
That's the whole point of being. I love that what y'all doing. Because
It's
like
a
me,
great school.
anybody that be around, I'm kind of awkward. But most awkward people, I love their minds.
Mm-hmm.
When you get that kid, they kind of don't stop him. Let him do his little tick. Let him bite his nails. That's how he in the groove.
Right.
Like,
but
I'm a very awkward dude.
Imagine being in the 6th grade and walking to a classroom where there's a mic set up.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine walking into a classroom where if you want to lay your head down, you can lay your head down because you ain't feeling it that day. And the teacher is like, go ahead, lay your head down. I'll see you tomorrow.
I love it. This means,
know what I mean?
What does other people think about? That's a very awkward way of living life, kind of obtuse way of living life. Have y'all have any? I'm not dissing. Do y'all have any detractors or like they don't?
I'm sure we probably eventually will, but right now, it's fresh, it's new. It's in a bad part of town, so ain't nobody checking for us right now. I love that.
You say a kid, if they want to just lay down and rest their mind. I think in school, I think sometime in life, even work becoming school. I think everybody's just forced to be it's too ruling.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Sit up. Be like,
but when you're an adult and you don't feel like it, you go lay down.
You go lay down.
And you say, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Get your mind right.
I'm not going to be able to do it today.
Right.
I'm all for that.
Yeah. So I have my PA system in my room. I have lighting, I have all the things. So I'm really excited about what I'll be able to do with that. I want to show y'all this girl's stuff. I don't want to put my phone out on the camera, though. Can I do that? Can I show them right quick? It won't ring.
Put it up.
Okay.
I want to see
just
it.
keep talking. I'm just gonna pull it right
yeah,
quick.
but I'm all a big proponent of letting. I think people's minds are so confined. Don't do this. Why
Right.
you blinking like that, man? I'm telling you, when I look at people, I'm like, no, man, don't let him be odd and awkward like I was. My mama is the reason why I'm the way I am. My mama let me be so weird and eccentric, and she just let me, like my little hand moves y'all laughing about.
Yeah.
My mama let me be that, but when I don't do that, I can't create. Now imagine me doing like I'm Pikahsso. I'm not being myself. You see what I'm saying?
6th grade.
Let me see.
She's next level. She needs to, if she can transition this into like Adobe Illustrator and you know what I'm saying, on the vector side.
6th grade.
Wow. She's
a
next
beast.
level.
That stuff will look cool on shirts.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my bad. I got it turned the wrong way. What's her name?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
Yes, can't do that. Can't do that for the babies.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
for the
she's now
babies.
doing her first mural on the hallway. So I put some paper up in the hallway, and she's doing a mural based on the book that we just read.
Oh.
And she's never done a mural before, so it's funny watching her go through that process because she's like, it doesn't look good, and I said, but you've never done a mural before.
Exactly.
So just push through.
So and this is we're going back in time. Just a
Okay,
little
let's
bit.
Let's go.
What did you say to Lee Daniels?
Wow.
Thank you. Just thank you. He was at the time, he was in Canada filming the Billie Holiday movie.
Okay.
So we were hosted by Represent OMB, which is the partnering company with Lee Daniels Entertainment. So we got to sit on the set of the Miss Pat show, got to meet Jordan Cooper, who's the writer of that show, got to see Debbie Allen direct the Miss Pat show, it was just a whole, like, this is the life that you are saying that you want to be a part of. And the funny part is, after I had the experience, I realized, I was like, I don't know where I'm going to end up in entertainment, but this particular Hollywood thing is not it. But I was very thankful for the opportunity. And that same year, I wrote an essay and got accepted into it was like the Black Women 50 and 50 project, where I got to go to California and have Phyllis Yvonne Stickney read the monologue that I had written. So it was dope. The theme of the project was the first year was letters to our daughters, and the second year was letters to our sons, and I got accepted both years. So the first year I didn't get to go, it was in New York. And I can't remember who read my monologue then, but when I got to go to California, it was Phyllis Yvonne Stickney. I was in a room with oh my God, Camika, Washington.
Carrie?
Denzel Washington's wife. Is it Pamela Washington? That's not her name.
I don't know.
Paula
Washington.
Paula. So
King Kong ain't got nothing on her
so
show program.
yeah. So just being in that room and knowing that my writing, did that kind of thing. And that's the kind of power I want to give the kids, that like your writing can take you places, because that's what has happened for me.
Right.
Everything that has happened for me has been because I was willing to sit down and create.
So you don't think you made for Hollywood?
I'm not saying I'm not made for Hollywood. What I'm saying is there's a billion different ways to be in entertainment. Okay. And I just don't think that I'm set to be the Camika Spencer in that Hollywood canon.
Overstood.
You know what I mean? Because now Atlanta, Georgia is set up to be its own cinematic, powerful universe.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So things have expanded. So you don't have to look to California and Los Angeles for that glory anymore.
We was having that conversation not too long.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because I couldn't do it. I mean, I've had opportunity. I was like,
But this is the thing, because it's expanded, you probably could do it, because now there are more ways that you can do it without having to feel like you sold your soul.
Right.
There you go. I was trying not to go.
You see what I'm saying? There's more people putting their own money behind their projects.
Chat GTP.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
I don't know what that is.
Chat GPT?
I don't know what that is.
You know what it is. AI kind of like?
Let's say that I just recently used it.
Okay.
So my daughter Fatima has a
The
spelling.
runner.
Yes. The runner, the dancer.
Come
now
on,
she's
Fatima.
in the step squad.
She's an actor.
In the step
She's in my
Come
new
on,
video.
Fatima.
She was in his video.
Nice.
So
I love it.
yeah. So Fatima, she gets a spelling list every single week of spelling words.
Okay.
And what I've done is I've created an account with ChatGPT, and I just type in. First, I copy and paste all of her spelling list, and I say, I need you to write a short story for a third grader's reading level that must include all of these spelling words.
Okay.
And
It'll give you a writing prompt?
it will immediately write a short story for me and include all of her spelling words immediately.
Okay, so I'm ChatGPT.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
Because that's something I would do.
Right.
I take the time out to do that kind of thing. Okay, I'll check it out.
I think he asking.
I like that.
I think he asking, what do you think about that besides a human doing it? I think that's what he
We don't do technology in my classroom. That's for their English language classroom. You can go do no red ink. You can do all of that. But these kids need a relationship with a pencil and words and paper and their eyes and their mind. I cannot stand honorably in front of kids who can't necessarily read, barely pushing buttons here, because they can't type. They're not taking Mavis Beacon. They can't type.
Yeah,
so
talked about
if they're gonna do any technology in my room, it's gonna be a typing program.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's the rigor and the rate at which they're doing things that needs to be enhanced. So like today, the project that we were doing, I was telling my kids, y'all need to push yourselves when you're working in here. Push yourselves. I said it doesn't have to be perfect, but start working faster, because y'all not used to working without the pressure of winning a McDonald's card or something. And I'm just saying, and I'm in it with them. So they're working and I'm working.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm modeling. I'm seeing it happen. If I have to erase, and they'll say, Miss Spencer, you didn't have to erase that. I just think they need a real connection with pencil and paper, because these are the kids. These 6th graders and 7th graders are the kids who, when COVID hit, they lost 2 good years of the reading, fluency, all of that. They lost it. So we got 6th and 7th graders operating on a 3rd and 4th grade level. So I'm not going to put you on a computer. You need to see your handwriting. I give grades in handwriting. I give grades in participation. I don't care about the test. I care about your relationship with words. Okay. That's your boyfriend. That's what I tell them. That's who your boyfriend should be. Okay. You see what I'm saying? That vocabulary you get next week, take that out to eat.
So you think things like ChatGPT, you think it's making their mind state lazy?
No. I think they need it all, because they're inheriting this world.
Okay.
Right.
And they need to be literate in both ways.
Okay.
But they can't write. They literally cannot write,
agree.
y'all. I have a student. She literally was like, Miss, I can't read. So now during her lunch, she goes and gets her lunch, and she comes to my classroom with me, and we work on her reading.
I met a girl one time, couldn't even tell time.
She sat there and read the whole book like she was pretending to read.
I'm serious.
And when we finished the book last week, she was like, "Can I take it home?" And to me, that's a miracle.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because she can't read.
Absolutely.
But she's listened to the book.
Right.
So now she's going to go back and figure it out.
Right.
So,
What's?
you know.
Because I said, I seen a girl.
Who can't tell time?
I said, hey, what time is it? I was just asked, I don't know what time it is. I said, why do you have that on? I said, I promise you by the time I leave, I'm not a teacher, but I promise you.
How old was she?
About 17, 18.
Oh, wow.
I said, I promise you by the time we leave, I bet you know how to tell time. But I bet I won't. I bet you will.
Whoa.
And I told her. In my weird, obscure kind of way.
Yeah.
But that's not a rare
What?
occurrence,
Occurrence
especially when
today.
you're dealing with the hands on the clock.
That's
Now, they
right.
can look at the digital
Yeah.
and tell, but that...
Yeah, she had the regular concept.
Yes.
You don't know how to tell time on that?
They don't know how to do
After I
that.
showed her,
But
she
a
said,
kid
oh
will
my
have
God.
a phone, and you'll say, what time is it? And they'll be like, I don't know. They won't even, like, they don't look at the phone as that kind of tool.
Right.
They don't look at it that way, which
Our
is...
mamas made it, and they made it a business to make.
But we didn't have technology like that.
Yeah,
we
we
just
didn't have
had
that.
the digital clock and the shorthand and the longhand. And to be honest, when we were in school at our early ages, there was no digital.
There was no digital.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember
You know, Texas Instruments hadn't gotten to that point
They
yet.
didn't. TI did not come out with that yet.
Yeah, so
I was by Texas Instruments today. Speaking of
Yeah.
our forest,
Yeah.
T.I. Boulevard.
my grandmother retired from TI.
Well, black people got a job there, boy, you doing something big back
That's
there.
right.
You got a
That's
job
right.
with that boy.
Yes, indeed.
right.
You was like very high-end, high technology.
That's right.
Half of Hamilton Park.
My mama worked there. Rest in peace
Yeah.
to my mama.
Rest in
Indeed.
peace.
Indeed. So, speaking of AI, and I was recently at DOC had a premiere where he was showing his documentary.
Okay.
And during that, he had a question and answer situation, and he addressed, I was almost what we call a, hey kid, get off my lawn type of hip hop person.
I got you.
And when
I
they
got
start
you.
talking about
Territorial.
AI and and the ability to do this, and they can take your voice and then they can put it to somebody else's lyrics, or so in other words, they wouldn't personally need me anymore.
Right.
They could take samples and then just recreate
And that's
it.
a big part of this strike that's happening in LA right now with
Exactly.
the writers.
With the
But
writers.
Keep going.
But he brought up something that I thought was pretty good. And he said, because I lost my voice
Okay.
and I still write, I can now write songs and the AI can take my voice before my accident and apply it to songs.
song.
Where would they get it from? I'm just being curious. That's something interesting. Now, where would they get it off from his No One Can Do It a Better album?
Yeah,
Probably
they can
from
do
previous-
previous recordings.
Previous
They can go
recordings.
back to that voice. And obviously Dre, he got all the acapellas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all this AI needs is just samples of you saying words. And they can literally just take it and I never thought about it.
It gives
like
him
that.
new life.
And then I said, wow, that he was heralding how great that would be, because that would take him off the sideline and put
That's
him
right.
back in the game.
Put him back in the game.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I wasn't really crazy about AI when I heard
Yeah.
that Tupac and 50 Cent and
Oh,
Snoop
yeah, I
Dogg.
saw
It
that,
kind of
yeah.
sound weird to me.
Yeah.
But since you say DLC, somebody that's from Dallas, I'm a Deluxe. I'm real big on what go on in this
Yeah.
Metroplex.
Yeah.
When
Right.
you said DLC, this should actually give some life back to somebody who I think is probably one of the top notch MCs, upper echelon MCs in the game.
Yes, sir.
Right.
That's right. That's
DLC,
right.
and they give him new life. And I mean this with all sincerity. It gives me another perspective on that, because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't doing that.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
that
But
was
when you
me.
say that, I'm like, wow, it could give DLC chance.
Yeah. I
Remember,
think that'd
one
be
of
dope.
one of the rappers. What if DLC? I think it was Trish. What if DLC never lost his voice? He can get it back. I never thought about that.
Yeah, but y'all know what? We've been in the system long before we ever knew we were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've already been cloned. We were cloned long before we ever thought we wouldn't, when we thought we were in control of not being cloned.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if we were on, first of all, if you was on a computer, period. If you was on Black Voices, if you was doing any of that, you were already in it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If you had a bank account, you were already in it.
And we gave them everything that they need. They got every photo, every angle, everything. They got samples of our voices.
Your driver's license.
Yeah. And we gave it up.
We've been automated.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of what you do with it. And I think the things that we kind of fear about it, I just don't believe necessarily it's going to happen in our lifetime.
Yeah,
so it's
that's technology moving kind of quick though.
But that's the thing.
Wow.
But it ain't quicker than natural law. It ain't quicker than destiny.
Right.
You know what's crazy? You say that. I was telling somebody the other day, and they thought I was being real dark. I said, I pray to God that I'm gone back to God by the time all that stuff kick in. But they took it so the wrong way. Because you're being dark. But I do. I'm being honest. Before it get like the way you saying it, it's going to destroy the human mankind, the jobs and McDonald's and all that. But God, please take me back home.
Think about it.
But McDonald's should have been gone.
Yes, it should have. But think about it. Now we are our grandmothers and our grandfathers. They used to say, "Child, this world is coming to an end.
It's coming to an end.
This is it. We coming close to an end." So now we're saying that based on what's in front of us right now.
Yeah.
And you know what? They were right. The world that they were in did come to an end.
That's right.
And this world that we were used to, that's coming to an end also.
But it's not the end of mankind.
It's not at all.
It's not the end of existence itself. It's just a new earth.
Absolutely. And we have the beings, that can adapt. And, believe me, I watch my children and I say, man, you guys are from somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because y'all have the way that you deal with everything is just next level. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad I helped create y'all, but I really feel irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish that y'all needed me, but I raised you to not need me. And now I wish y'all would call me sometime. Call your daddy. But y'all are so into doing exactly what I taught y'all to do. Which is, I'm not going to be here in a minute. So I need y'all to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And you can do it. And those are the actual rewards and curses of things that you put into play. So I know that they can survive. But there are people out here and there are children out here that say stuff like, I didn't ask to be here. Well,
we get slapped back there saying that.
I didn't ask to be here. You created me. I didn't ask to be here. And obviously I tell my children all day, you not only asked to be here. That's right. You literally you won the lottery to be here.
Right.
Literally 39,999. Yes, that didn't make it.
That's right.
And you won that day. And all of them died. So you wanted to be here.
Man, you know what would happen if we told our mama that back in the day? I ain't have to be here. Boy, that big backhand lick in your mouth.
Okay.
I'm a backhand.
But since you're here, I need you to back in this whole house. Because you here now.
Yeah, we came from the era where our mamas named our ass whoopings on what we said wrong. I'm gonna ask to whoop your ass. I'm gonna ask to be in your ass. Remember, that's a black whooping right there. They name they whooping. You won't do what? Okay.
But they're ready. Yeah. They're ready, and they wouldn't be here if Destiny didn't need them to be here to handle up. I mean, we handled up in our own way. Our parents handled up in their own way. Grandparents handled up. So it's it's the continuum of whatever this thing is.
Right.
So I'm in it now. I'm fully in it. I'm aware. I'm clean. I'm sober, and I love life.
I just can't.
Man,
I don't see it.
You don't see me high?
No, I always think you kind of like you have a
baby.
You have a very kind, benevolent spirit. But you know what? With me, I'm the kind of guy. I like to see certain people in a certain kind of way. I'm cool.
Yeah,
I like
feel you.
Around me, you like, hey, Pikahsso, hey, you was very nice. We kicked it in Chicago.
I was nice.
Yeah, she was high.
Yeah, I was just high.
Mean.
I mean, I guess I don't equate mean and high being mean, but I never.
Oh yeah.
I never seen you do that.
Baby, blunts. Blunts on top of blunts.
But I don't think there's nothing wrong with smoking. I just don't do it. I'm already naturally. I don't need nothing to go.
Yeah.
I'm thrown
Yeah.
off too. I don't
Yeah.
need none
God,
of
thank
that.
you. Please don't put that.
Yeah.
Shit, I have nightmares with this kind of mind I got.
Yeah.
Man, what the hell?
Yeah.
I can't
That's a
keep a
blessing.
woman. Man, that stuff came back to bite my ass. Man, no one want my ass. I'm living like I'm still stuck in the 90s and shit. Man, fuck that. Then I'm brutally honest, and everybody ain't used to my honesty. Like I was talking about the McDonald's and shit. People, they sound crazy.
Yeah.
Like this one gets, Mom, who is this? Pikahsso. Okay. All right. She was just, hey, who is he? My homegirl brought him, she wanted her daughter. Hey, he interesting.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
she just
wow.
look like that.
Yeah, throw it in the game.
Yeah, he just got a different way of going about it, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that.
That-
Well, maybe I mean you might get a woman. You still got a life ahead of you. Like
I got some funny ways about me too. Do I want one when I get on?
but you know what? As a man thinketh.
Huh?
As a man thinketh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you think you can't get a woman and you're trying to get a woman, you're
See that look? That's the look of like, do I
Grimace.
want it? I
That's
love
grimace.
you. Look, I love me too. I say stuff like that. I'm still childish, but I'm honest. Hey, you don't want me, girl. I'm gonna ruin your life.
See?
But I'd rather be honest with them.
But then you can't
My
say
credit
you
bad
can't
and
keep
shit.
a woman. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I
Yeah.
mean, it is, but it ain't.
It's just therapeutic just to be me. Like
That's
you said.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
why I get the interviews. Hey, you get what you get with me, man. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, there's somebody for that you.
That's right.
You understand what I'm
there
saying?
really is.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You probably ain't gonna want her
That's the
what I'm saying.
problem.
because she's gonna answer
Yeah.
you
Wow.
to you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. How about that?
Wow. Okay.
So while you sitting up thinking ain't nobody gonna tolerate you, there's somebody who you gonna have to be like, am I gonna do this for real? Like,
Exactly.
And she probably be like, he ain't gonna want me when he hear.
You know the beauty of
You
being
know?
older like we've got? Man, you get so honest with yourself.
Yeah.
But before you start being honest with the world, I'm so honest. I used to not be honest. I used to be very arrogant young man. Like I'm so humble now. Like God, man, I
I've
can tell a
always
woman.
been honest.
I've been honest. I'm talking about now. I'm
been
just
pretty
even
honest.
God just humbled me to a level that it scared myself. Like please don't get in love. Don't fall in love with me, women. I do not have what you think. And when I meet a woman, at least I like for them to know what they getting themselves into. I used to not be like that when I was younger.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got.
So
on
what
this
are they
subject.
getting into?
Man, this nigga is not what I thought he was. You know, sometimes you meet like Pikahsso, you get the lights and all that shit. But when they get it, like, damn, this nigga in debt. Damn, he got flaw. He got weird little flaws. I think he ready for me to go home. It's just weird. It's like he don't want me touching him, but then sometimes he loving,
okay.
and then like you said, when you came home from remember you said you need a moment to yourself?
Yeah.
When I came home, I wanted
Yeah.
to damn, damn, my nigga. Shit. I don't want to be loved right now. I don't want to be loved. I want to be hated right now. Hate me for like an hour. Shit.
Okay.
But then all that, all of us, we still got
Already.
good hearts.
Already.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just,
right.
but you trying to get yourself to people and they don't get it, and people ain't they laughing at you, but you know why they laughing? It's just the world. I don't know, man. Motion, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here.
I'm glad you're here. Just a beautiful spirit, man.
Thank you.
And we've come like this full circle from Starvyn magazine.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And
Remember Starvyn?
I do.
yes.
I
So
do.
the whole full circle of me and Pikahsso and deciding to do this and realizing that we are relevant.
That's
and
right.
we can take something that we did 30 years
That's
ago
right.
and bring it to 2023
Yep.
and beyond in the perpetuity and be able to say we carved out in
Mm-hmm.
stone. We built our pyramid and it still stands.
That's
and
right.
this is what's in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they had back then. We took movies
Baby.
like this, and now we can take movies like
That's
this,
right.
and y'all need to see what this is.
And you're contributing to the canon of history.
absolutely.
Thank you.
That's what that is. Like you're contributing to the canon of history with content. Because that's
Right.
what they call it now. It's content.
Right.
You have content.
Yeah.
Content.
Yes.
So it's interesting.
And what better to have about somebody like you on here? And I'm really, really mean that.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Wow.
indeed.
No, when
One of
I finally started sitting back and like really looking at my life, and I'm like, man,
It's dope.
It's so crazy.
It is.
I didn't even know you
And
did
I'm
all
a
this stuff.
historian,
Yeah.
so I have stuff.
You're a griot.
I have things, you know. I'll pull out some, and you be like, I didn't know you had that. I still got my
like this,
Slump
like
Master
this shirt,
CD.
for instance.
Slump Master CD.
Yeah.
This shirt meant so much to me when you gave it to me. I don't think you realized.
I
it.
didn't.
Now that I'm older, I can express myself better. Back in the day, I was just kind of like more all over the place. But
I never saw you that way.
What?
Because you know what? You know, for me, it was always Show Tight Night. That song.
Yo, wow! Everybody like that song. Joe did
it was
that.
so. It still is good. Yeah.
Matter of fact, that song right there, when I was recording, the guy, the engineer, he said, "Hey, Pikahsso, what are you doing, man?" I said, "I watched it. Chef Blend has more flavor."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm gonna try to do that." He didn't want to record me.
It's so
So
good.
avant-garde. I wanted to do some barbershop quartets in the background, and I sung bass in school. He said, "You like Show Tight Night?"
Wow. Showtime Night was my jam.
I thought that's.
And every time I would see you, I would be like, "Where's the album? Like, where's the?"
That's why
Where is the album?
Yeah, I've been working on that album since the 90s. I am a bullshitter. I can admit it.
Is the album?
I am a lyrical bullshitter. I do just another Pikahsso, and then that's it. Then I'm out of gas. But being around Aziz and James and people like y'all like, wow, that's what I was trying to ask you earlier.
Yeah.
You motivate people like me because I be like,
I inspire. That's what I do.
I do that. Pikahsso, ooh, and I tease people. Then what an album.
Yeah.
That's what I just tank. But that Show Tight Night, a lot of people were so mad.
It was
Pikahsso,
so good.
Why you didn't drop nothing there? That I'm cleaning it. I had James. James. We did the skit. That's how we did the Skip Murphy intro.
Okay.
Natalie, I liked the way I was doing that little thing. With that little, I said I want to do something so avant-garde. And now you got people like Andre and Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
And now it's like, it don't even seem avant-garde no more. But being from Dallas, I always said, man, I want to be from Dallas. Like, wow. Is he from Dallas? I really prided
No, you
myself
from
on
Arlington.
that. Well,
Damn. But look, listen.
oh man, she told me that right there. Oh shit! I am. That's crazy.
In that
It's funny, though.
same vein, I have been on this mission lately for everybody. I don't care when you recorded it, how you recorded it. With today's technology, I'm just asking everyone. I'm making a plea right now. Put it out.
Yes,
We done
right.
dropped a lot of stuff too.
Distro
That's right.
Kid. I mean, I'm going back. DATs, ADATs, whatever. If it wasn't mixed all the way, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Put it out.
That's
Become a part of this history. This first 50 years of hip hop, whatever it is. Make sure that make sure that you are in that number. When they go down the list, when they talk about, who dropped something, and when they do a search, your name should come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be able to come up, and you might have 5 people that love that song, but if you didn't release it, no one would have ever heard it. So please drop that music.
That's right.
Let it all out.
Our old Starvyn stuff is online. I put
The
it
writing, all of it. The music, the writing, the art.
T-shirts.
That's right. Put it out.
What year was this, by the way?
98.
This is from
97, 98.
This shirt's probably what, like 20.
22,
25
23.
years old?
Yeah.
It's a 25-year-old shirt, and it's still.
And this looks good, too.
Yeah. It held
I don't
up.
have one.
That screen printed. Yeah.
Wow.
I have one.
Yeah.
Ooh, this has been a beautiful show.
Yeah. I recently released a song. Didn't ask their permission. I just told them when we were done. Swiss and Stretch. I just released one of their songs.
You did?
Yeah.
What's the name of
It's
that
called
group?
They were EOTS, Enemy of the State, but then too many people had that name. And then they went by Breast Milk.
That's the one I like.
I found somebody so I just put MYLK instead of MILK.
Already.
And so you can find that song online with Swiss and Stretch.
What a main character. I'm gonna say on record, Swiss is easily one of my most favorite MCs. I've always said that.
Absolutely.
I love the way he rap, kind of like Jay Dilla, kind of like little syncopated rap flow. It's kind of like off sync, but it's on sync.
Yeah.
Swiss is one of the dopest MCs that never was.
I have a picture of both of them together.
Swiss and the Stretch.
Yeah.
Stretch was with Schoolyard
For
Flunkies
sure.
or something like
Back
that.
in the day.
For sure.
Colleen.
Got a Colleen. Yeah.
But yeah, we got the Starvyn artist, and that Show Tight Night she said. It's online.
I still got mine.
It's
I
on.
got mine. I got my hard
that
copy.
group was called Me and James. That was dysfunctional. That was after
Dysfunctional, that's right.
That was
Two
it.
disillusioned brothers trying to function in a world that shuns you all.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I meant by that. A lot of people didn't know.
You a beast.
dysfunctional.
Absolutely.
You are a beast.
That was me and James Shepard.
Oh my goodness.
I talked to James Lester. He'd be surprised somebody even mentioned that.
Right.
Type night.
Right.
I told James his effort and what he did for hip hop. A lot of people love it. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to grab the bull by the horns and do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we express our love and appreciation.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we think that we aren't appreciated, but I'm going to show you how you appreciate it, James. I'm going to go ahead and put this song out.
Yeah, I put it out.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
He said, Pikahsso, you put that stuff out? I said, yeah, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I found it in the box. I put it on so the digital, like you said, the new era. I put it on through CD Baby.
Right.
On a Pikahsso for Dummies, and I re-put it out through Dysfunctional. Then I put it out. I put it like 3 times.
So what about video? Because I have like the small videotapes that I need to figure out how to get them.
Super 8.
I got Super 8 and the other ones.
You get
It's the Super 8 and it was the other
If you get
ones,
a
the
Super
little
8,
bitty
you can
ones.
put it in some like stuff like he got all that kind of equipment to convert it to digital.
I think I got one. I think I have one of those cameras.
My stuff is in storage, but I have some.
Never
I
seen
have
one.
some really like
Artifacts.
amazing video stuff.
We like to call
I
that
need
digital
to-
provenance. It's like digital antiques and artifacts. Provenance is like antiques. So that stuff is very valuable. Like if you look at that Biggie Smalls and Craig Mack interview, I found that on Super 8, and I called my homeboy Tahiti, and his brother let me borrow his Super 8 camera, Benny.
Yeah,
and I put that online. That stuff you see, I put that on. I
Okay.
found it in a box one day. I was throwing stuff away. Like, Starvyn. No.
Wow.
I put it out. Oh my God. I was doing Biggie and Craig. Man, my heart. It was in a box with this. It had this and that on there.
The female rappers?
Yeah, they was out in Atlanta. And then after that,
Something in Lily?
it just cut off and said, "Oh God!" I like, what?
All right.
I get goosebumps. Like this is Aziz, all Swiss, James, Craig, Mack, Biggie.
Oh
It was over
wow.
there off 635. I'm the one who put that online.
Okay.
I see people stealing that footage. All people stealing my footage, man. Don't think because I'm nice I don't see you. I'm just saying. I just ain't came for your ass yet. Whoever you at, all y'all thieves out there, you culture.
Yeah, they screen record
They
you,
try to
man.
screen record
They
my
screen
and take
record
the
you.
logo off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on your ass when I get to my mind just ain't right now.
But-
So don't think I ain't seen. I seen that shit like grandma used to say.
Yeah.
But imagine all of the stuff that we did record and we had it on a YouTube channel. This
There
is
you go.
content
Yeah.
that people would love to watch.
Like when we was interviewing Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
I mean, just a night
Freestyle.
at Reciprocity, and people would
I
be
have all
like,
of that.
"What?"
I have your going away party on
Yeah,
the going away
At the
party
720
at
house?
the 720
Yes,
and
sir.
Dombey performed,
Yes,
bro.
sir. I
Look
have
in
it.
the backyard.
I have it.
Say,
I
man.
have
Where'd you
it.
go away to?
To Georgia.
To Georgia.
Oh, wow.
I moved out there, and look, but that was a part of the experience of blossoming and saying, you know what? Let me go out into the world.
That was your
and take
hero's
this.
journey. That's
yeah,
right.
and that
That's
was
right.
a great look. But just think about the reciprocity when I came back, we did the reciprocity
Anniversary?
Yeah, the anniversary, and he was at that one club, and that's
down off
when
of
Badu did the first time she did Orange Moon and all of that.
Yes.
Like that right there.
Yes.
I got that.
Shouts out to Tish from Reciprocity. We used to do
Shout out. Mama
telemarketing. Tita, we used to do telemarketing. God damn, she could sell some air conditioning
That
specs.
voice is
All
Hello,
of them.
amazing.
damn Tish. Man,
Baby.
I used to be saying her like this. Damn, this
Yes.
mother keep getting sales. I ain't getting nothing.
That voice can save a sinner.
Man,
I'm
we
telling
used to
you.
do telemarketing over of Randall Mill and just little telemarketing play.
Yeah.
That's how I met her. I'd be like this. She got another sale? Hello there, I'm Terry from Artex Air. I said, here's Burt Reynolds. They just fired me. It's Burt Reynolds from Artex Air. Would you be introduced some air conditioning inspections? Hey, mister, don't come back on the property no more.
Yeah.
They told me on my voice. I got fired. I was the first guy to get fired on voicemail. Do not come back on the property or the Arlington Police Department will get you.
Wow.
You a jerk.
Yeah.
I like, man, I'm just
Telemarketing.
I mean, nobody. We was doing telemarketing. That's when
Yes.
people call on the
Yes.
phone.
Me and
Yeah.
Mike
Make
B.
I
sales.
did telemarketing
That was
too.
a job back then in
Yes.
the 90s. Remember
Yes.
those? You go get a job at that when you get fired and go
That's
get another
right.
one.
Yeah.
And I
That's
used to get,
right.
oh my God.
Yeah.
They told me at McDonald's, I will make it where you won't able to work at another McDonald's in America.
Oh, wow.
I told my dude, his name was Darryl. I said, you promise. The McDonald's over there off Carrier Parkway, you please bless me. That's when I was a jerk. I love being a jerk when I was young. That was so fun. When you were
Oh
young
my
and get
God.
away with that shit. I'm not a jerk no more. But when I was young, when I was 18, he's like, I fix you work at another McDonald's in America. Please bless me. Anytime I want to mix sweet, nigga, you just making up
sweet?
stuff. Mix. What is a mixed sweet? Okay. Continue.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. But yeah, all of this information,
Right.
that has to be gathered and put somewhere before
It
we
has to,
leave, because
exactly.
it's
I think
just sitting
same
in
what you
boxes
think, though.
gathering dust.
I
Right.
said that on the We From Dallas movie. It's just a lot of history getting here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of dying. I'm just scared of just living a life that's not fulfilled right, or just being some old
Right.
burnout like
But you're
that.
not. I mean,
And just getting that shit out to the world before I leave.
But you'll
Other than-
never be that.
Yeah.
You know,
but
you'll
I
never
fear
be.
that. I see some guy, yeah, man, he's 95 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always a choice, though.
Okay.
As long as you're not
I'd rather
choosing
live a short, good life than a big old life and get all that. But I'm kind of off subject, but what you said, getting that stuff out, every night I go to bed like, damn.
Because
Yeah.
you live forever.
I hope I get this
You know what I'm
stuff out.
saying?
Right.
That is your eternal life. The things that you have created,
scares you too?
it is life.
I ain't scared.
Every
I
time
just-
you write a song,
Okay.
every time
I
you do a
just-
performance, it's life.
I don't
You
want to
have given
leave
that
here
energy.
and it's not out because
what I'm
it's in
saying.
it. Okay, yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't fear it because I also can't just give it to anybody.
Right. That's fact.
I cannot. I have some stuff that I'm just like, if I die and it die with me, so be it. Because
Wow.
until I can find the places I can put it or the hands I can put it in, it's gonna be in those boxes.
Right.
Wow.
That's for
So you like Eric? I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Remember she said that?
Yeah,
She's serious
yeah.
about it. I respect you
I'm
for
serious about the things that I have because
I told my friend that.
I am a historian. That's a part of my makeup. You
Right.
know, I have the original Honey magazine that y'all were promoting.
Yes.
You know, I have this
Honey.
stuff. I
Yeah.
have this stuff. You know, I have stuff that I don't even know how I got it or why I got it, but I have
That's
it.
what I got.
Right.
So, you know, at one
people
point,
look in my box like, man, y'all just don't know how much stuff I got, tapes and stuff from people. In
yeah, I mean, we have enough stuff that we sat at. If we got into a room at the South Dallas Culture Center and brought all of that stuff, we could literally open our own DFW hip hop
I know what you
museum.
gonna say.
Yeah.
You know,
I know what you was gonna
but-
say. I want to do that. I love to do something like that, a hip hop museum.
or at least a exhibit.
Exhibit,
You know,
yes.
it doesn't have to be
Living
permanent.
exhibit,
Permanent,
yes.
But
Yeah.
you know, we have everything. We can do it, and it's possible.
You have to curate it.
We got to curate
You
it.
got to
I
curate
love
it.
when you talk like that.
Yeah. Because it's there. And when we were younger, we just did it.
Yeah.
We didn't really think about any
Right.
of this. You know what I'm saying? There was not a lot of thought. We just trusted who we were in our power. Like, when you know you can, when Superman knows he can fly, he doesn't think about
Right.
it. He just
He
starts
just
flying.
flies.
Yeah, like, and that's what we did. We just start flying, or we start lifting stuff and
Right.
start building. So it's
And we were
something about
the
it.
beneficiaries of the early technology, the video camera.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? We were the beneficiaries of the recording devices.
Right.
I remember getting Showtype
the beat
Night on CD.
machines.
It was like avant-garde back
Yeah.
then. James said, hey, man, I'm going to get it pressed up on CD.
I remember when CDs first
I was like,
came
wow,
out.
I was impressed.
Yeah, I remember when they first came out. Like, my brother was a DJ, and he came home, and he had Al B. Shore, he had Key Sweat, and something else on CD. And I remember, like, looking at these things and putting them in this, you know, and hearing it, and it was clearer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, well, Craig David
and now
first
you
played
listen
the
to a
CD for me.
CD, and it's like,
Right. Exactly.
meh.
Yeah.
What do you
What am I gonna do?
I know we run out of time, but what do you think the kids today, you think they will have that same feeling like we like, man, I remember the first time I seen a CD. My homeboy Craig Day played DJ Quick first album, Compton. I like, man, what is that?
Yeah.
That CD in UMC's Fruits of Nature. Like, man, that's on CD? Like, man, what is that?
Well, I think that for them it's gonna be, check this out.
Dang, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'll be the first time I experienced AI as a part of me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's what they. But I do think it's gonna be the same. It's just a different. It's gonna be a different component of the excitement because for them, they're now talking about the chip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not in a negative way.
Not in a negative
They're
way.
embracing being the first to have it, or
Because
you know.
this generation under us, these X's and A's and whatever, I don't even know what's going on. But these kids want it for real now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and they're willing to sign whatever they can to get it. So it can't be stopped. And I think the government is going to create a situation to where they deem it necessary.
Wow.
Yep.
I love your positive outlook, man. I love your outlook on life too.
Listen.
I'm in front of kids all day, I'm just like,
we
it is
can
what
literally
it is.
do this until the world, comes to an end. But fortunately, we're about at the end of this.
Hey man, before I go,
Is
man,
this
real
the
quick, y'all don't mind me doing this before I go. One of my cool cousins passed away on September 19th. He an Oak Cliff legend. His name is Samuel Darnell Atkins. He an Oak Cliff legend. First dude I
Rest in
seen with a
peace.
gold tooth. I was impressed by his
Rest
gold
in
tooth. He used to
peace.
throw rocks at me and made me do the robot. Junior, do the robot. Do the robot. I promise God, he used to throw rocks at me and make me dance. That's the pop lock. And when I was little, and he's the first dude in the hood I seen with a ColecoVision.
Oh, wow.
ColecoVision. Remember that?
I had one of those.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Samuel Atkins. He
Rest
passed
in
away.
peace.
R.I.P.
He passed away Monday, September 19th. So I just want to say that while it's on my mind. I love you to
Already.
death and may God bless your spirit up in heaven, man. He's just a cool cousin. I can't believe he dead. So I didn't want to dark the image, but I had to show him some.
No,
good.
no,
All
that's
good.
light.
Oak
You just
Cliff
shine
legend.
the light.
That's what we do.
Sam Atkins, that's his name.
That's what we do.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace.
And you know what? I'm so glad you came.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what
I'm
I'm
glad I
saying?
came
Because
too. This is nice.
This is the roots.
Yeah.
Like we're not trying. We're finding our way and we're making our way through this world. And instead of going out and finding people that we don't really know just on the premises of interviewing them, we've already established that the people that we personally know are some of the greatest people that ever walked this planet.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
That's right.
And we walk with a certain swagger to know that we were there. I was there when this happened. I was there when this happened. And I was a part of this. I was a part of that right there.
Yep.
And you may not realize what we're talking about, but you have benefited from it.
That's right.
And you know what? You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Me and Camika seen Cabrini Green with Candyman was filmed when it was up. I'm a horror fanatic.
De nada. Oh, I was saying you're welcome.
Oh, okay.
I trip on that stuff, man. Candyman.
Hey, me and Camika, you know what I'm saying, was riding down 30 in a brown Volvo with no air conditioning. I can tell you a story or two. Our backs was sweating, you know what I'm saying, when we got out the car.
That's
I
hip-hop.
can tell you. Don't tell me, boy. Come on now. Come on now.
We were riding the train.
We went and saw
Well, we
Blair
gonna-
Witch. Remember we left the
riding the
movie
train.
Oh
theater?
my God! No. We were about to end the show, but we got to tell this story. We went when Blair Witch Project first came out. We went to go see Blair Witch Project, and we swore it was real.
We swore it was real.
We had to get up
We gotta
and leave. It shook us so much. When I saw that little white kid standing in the corner, I was done. We was out of there,
Like,
bro.
yeah, we gone.
Yes,
We gone.
we gone.
That's
we
what
left.
that was.
Scared y'all?
Oh
Yeah,
man,
dude.
bro. Oh
I'm a Chucky fanatic.
When
myself.
you've kind of spent your time in the country,
yeah.
in them deep woods,
Yes,
it was real.
it was real.
And it was, it was the movie that was shot on a camera.
hand,
So
yeah.
it was the way that they presented it. That's
Yeah.
what made that, you were
Yes.
saying what makes a good book. That's the kind of stuff
Oh, my
that
God.
it's the way they capture you.
Yeah, and my creativity, when you have a creative brain, your imagination,
Yep.
all you needed was
Is
those
activation.
ingredients, and then your imagination did the rest.
Did the rest.
Say, bro, we was out of there,
And I
bro.
lived in Wilmer at the time.
Man.
So I was
Whoa.
really like,
Right there where the prison's at?
yeah.
Wilma? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
feel
I was
that.
like, yeah,
Woo.
we ain't gonna be able to do it.
Man.
Ooh, that was.
But yeah,
that
so
was-
yeah, I'm glad I've been on here. I thank y'all, and I hope to continue
We
to.
gotta have you back.
To
By the way,
witness
what
the
is collard
canon.
greens and cornbread
Yes.
before we go? I've been want to
Collard
ask you
greens
that.
and cornbread.
This was a peanut butter game in this shirt. I
Okay, I was
don't
just
know,
wondering.
but it's
That's a cool
every
shirt.
time I wear it, people are like, "I like
Okay.
the shirt,"
Yes.
I thought
and
this
I
was one of
like
your
it.
projects.
No, it's just black people. It's
Okay.
what we do. It's who we are.
Okay,
Yes.
that's all I want to
I'm
know.
representing the culture.
All right.
Well, that's what's up, y'all. Starvyn. It's been a great episode, man.
Yeah.
We look forward to doing more episodes like this.
Yes.
And what I know about you is we'll be back to tell some more stories.
That's right.
It's
She's
no
an
ifs, ands,
erudite.
or buts about it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Ma salama.
See you later, man.
Peace. That was fun.
Man, that was good.